This is la incorrect. I'm politically incorrect. You're politically incorrect because you're hanging with me. Look, I got a doozy. Okay, brace yourself. This video is going to point out what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia. I'm going to take you to the genesis of it. And hold on to your seatbelt because you're going to need it. I'm getting ready to take you back 30 years. I'm going to do my very best to keep this short. The genesis of the fighting in the Ukraine and Russia, it starts with the National Security Council. I don't know, I'm not sure how many of you heard of it. I'm just learning of it. The National Security Council was established in 1952 after World War I and II. The United States after World War I believed that it was secure, and through that belief realized that they were wrong, led to World War II. And from those two wars, those two experiences, the United States needed to make sure that it was able to keep the country secure and the people secure from foreign aggression. Now, the fall of the Soviet Union is when the National Security Council really went into full effect. 1991 is when the Soviet Union collapsed. 1992 is when the National Security Council, or NSC, started planning for its goals. Now, before I tell you what the goals are, just listen to this right here. This is the Defense Planning Guidance, and they established it in 1992 for it to go into effect in 1994 through 1999 to get a stronghold over there. Okay, this guidance plan, this defense planning guidance addresses the fundamentally new situation created by the collapsing of the Soviet Union. Through its internal and external disintegration and the discrediting of communism. Now, it continues. The new international environment has been shaped by the victory of the United States and its coalition allies over Iraqi aggression, Desert Storm, and the first post-Cold War conflict and defining event in the United States global leadership. So the thing is, global leadership. So as long as the US has global leadership over all the other countries, then the US led system of collective security and the creation of the democratic zone of peace. And that's what all boils down to, zone of peace, and the US being the world's leader. That's what they're saying. Now, what they have is 4 goals. Defense policy goals. And I'm just going to read the first sentence. You can come back and look. I'm going to put this link in the description. Our fundamental goals is to deter and defeat attacks from whatever source against the United States and its citizens. So if you're coming against us, this country's going to jump you. The second goal is to strengthen and extend the system of defense arrangement that bonds democratic and like-minded nations together in common defense against aggressors, builds habits of cooperation to avoid renationalization of security policies. So as long as you're with us, you can't go back and renationalize yourself. You got to be in with everyone. Goal 2. Goal 3 is to preclude any hostile powers from dominating the region critical to our interests, and thereby to strengthen the barriers against the reemergence of a global threat to the interests of the United States and our allies. So, and the 4th goal is to reduce sources of regional instability and limit violence should conflict occur by encountering the spread of the consolidation of democratic government and open economic systems, and discouraging the spread of destructive technology, particularly weapons of mass destruction. Now, here is the interesting part. Now, this is the overreaching, consolidating everything I just said. To reach these goals, the United States must show the leadership necessary to encourage sustained cooperation among major democratic powers. The alternative would be to leave our critical interests and the security of our friends dependent upon individual efforts that could be duplicative, competitive, or ineffective. We must also encourage and assist Russia, Ukraine, and other new republics of the former Soviet Union in establishing democratic political systems, free markets, and they too can join the democratic zone of peace. That's a whole lot right there. And a bunch of disinformation as well, in my opinion. Since the Soviet Union dissolved, communism discredited. The Soviet Union wanted to be a part of Russia wanted to be a part of the zone of peace. The United States didn't want that. Putin, back in the early 2000s, went to NATO because the National Security and the NSC also gives policies to NATO. Putin wanted to be a part of NATO so that it could be a part of the zone of peace, because it was hanging out there by itself along with China and along with Iraq. They were sort of hanging out there by themselves, so Putin wanted to become a part of it. However, I can't remember the gentleman's name over NATO. He told him no. The Warsaw Pact was with the Soviet Union, not with Russia. To me, that seems like that they wanted Russia for itself, for the US and its allies to have control over Russia. That's just my thought. So it gets deeper and deeper, but I do want to keep this video short. I just wanted to give you just enough to take a look at it. And if you look at the goals, and if you take a look at what I said as far as what they wanted, that's not what they did. But that's me being incorrect. I'm being politically incorrect. If you think I'm totally wrong, put something down in the comment section. We could talk about it. If you think I'm right and I didn't go far enough, put something down there. But hey, you're politically incorrect because you're hanging with me. Thank you for stopping by.